Can I get a motion on the May 13th, 2022 minute approval?
I'll approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. I guess we'll hope Ralph shows up and go for the rec.
Well, I don't have really much to say because we haven't had several months of meetings because of, things just didn't work out the way. We were still waiting for a new person to come on board, and we finally got that person available with us, a new member on the board. So we now have agendas that we're meeting on the 16th next week.
Okay.
And hopefully we can get to some ideas in terms of where we're going. I know that we're going to be talking about CPC issues, and one of the items is the pavilion, Carol, that's
Okay.
on the agenda for discussion under CPC. So that'll be coming up as well. But other than that, we just haven't met for a number of reasons.
Okay, so there's nothing
Nothing.
critical that's come up that
No.
would, and nothing for the summer programs, everything's
Everything's
going
as
smoothly
far
like
as the summer
usual.
programs, Eric says everything is doing very well. Numbers are very good. The beaches are going well. Our staff, our beach staff, all the people that are involved, the kids that are involved in that programs are doing very well. So we're very optimistic. Everything is going according to plans.
Any update on the, I know you were talking about closing the beaches.
We had a public hearing about several meetings ago with the chief and the police chief and his deputy, and we had some of the business people come in to express their concerns, and there was a question as to whether we should shut down the beaches at 11 o'clock vis-a-vis 10 o'clock and so on. That timeline was in full discussion. At first, the Board of Selectmen didn't want to support the recommendation of the Rec Commission in terms of moving it to a 10 o'clock shutdown. And that after much discussion at one of their meetings, I understand they did acquiesce and agree that the chief of police and the police department will have the authority or the responsibility if they see things that are going on within that time range, okay, they have the authority to go in and take care of the business that needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
So the police department was very pleased that we moved it from 11 o'clock down to 10 o'clock in terms of the access to Bank Street and Bank Street Beach and all the other beaches.
So any issues or?
So far, we
So
haven't
far-
done anything. I go down to the beaches, I drive around, take a look. I think one of the issues that I'm gonna bring up on next Tuesday is the issue with dogs, okay? Some of the folks that are going down the Red River, and I suspect Bank Street, are bringing dogs with them. And of course, you can't have dogs on the beach during the certain hours of the day, and
Right.
not until after 4:30 are they permitted to be on the sites, if you will. And so Walter approached me and said, Van, we gotta do something about these dogs, so I'm gonna bring it up at the meeting on Tuesday to see if we can, somebody ripped the signs off the no dogs on the beach. Somebody ripped those signs off. So I'm gonna suggest that we create some new signs and screw them into the where the kids are, as you enter, where the stations are, screw them into the wall of that, so that hopefully that will deter them. I know we have a big problem with dogs going down the fields as well, down at Potter Memorial Field, and inundated with dogs. They're walking around the outside. Now, we had a problem with dogs going on the fields themselves and doing their business and leaving the bad business there. So the highway department put locks on all of the gates around the fields that we have access to, That deterred them. They still bring their dogs, they walk around the exterior of the fields, but they shouldn't be on the property at all, okay? But it seems to be a very popular walking area for,
Sure.
for some of the people in town that have their dogs. So we're trying to work on it. I'm gonna bring that up on Tuesday as well, see if we can come up with some signage, if you will. But other than that, Tuesday's agenda is the CPC articles. We have 4 or 5 articles. As I said, the pavilion is one of them that we're gonna be discussing to see where we're going with it in terms of priority order, which, actually, we got about 5 items that we're gonna be discussing, and we wanna look at the priority order and see where we go with those items. and, in order to submit them for consideration to the CPC committee. So that's the basic update I can give you.
Okay, thank you. I guess we'll move on to old business and new software.
So we do have new software. It's very
Mhm.
exciting. It's the same software that the senior center uses, my senior center. Ours is my activity center. And we have started changing over all of the people who use the weight room, and it's going great. We are excited about the software because of the things that it can do that we didn't have the capability of doing. For instance, we had the yard sale coming up. I was able to make a robocall because the people had signed up and been in that lickety-split. Usually I'd be calling all 35 people,
Yeah.
plus the wait list, so it worked out great. Carrie Lottie has certainly been the master of that system. She's really taken to learning everything and then teaching everyone, so it's in transition. We still have the old software that people are finishing up on because they had bought on that system. So we'll probably be completely changed over by the end of September, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. In the next item, which is the budget,
We
I
can
was
keep
gonna ask-
moving on. Yeah, you can move.
I was gonna ask you, where is the software coming, the expenditure from?
it's already paid for. It came in last,
For
last-
your budget?
last year.
Less budget.
The last budget, I had a problem with our software, and the fix for it was, I'm making up these numbers, so please no one hold me to them, was like $2,000. And the new software was like $4,000. So it seemed ridiculous that we knew we wanted to go to new software to put $2,000
Right.
into. So the town was
Right.
kind enough to allow us to move some things around, so it was paid
So
for.
it came out of your budget?
Yep, last
Okay.
year, all done,
Okay.
so.
Can I ask
Great.
one other question too? Does it work like the Council on Aging where you can make it easy to keep track of all the people that come into all your different activities? I mean, it's good for the data.
Exactly
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
reasons that we
yeah.
got it, and right now, we're not using it for the clubs and organizations, we have them all listed, but we wanted to get the weight room in
Yeah,
and
yeah.
mastered, and
Makes
then
sense.
I'm gonna approach people and put it in, ask if they wanna put their members in there,
Yep.
so that we can do things like robocalls with the weather, or, if you have to cancel because you're the yoga instructor and you are sick, or we can help with that and facilitate it, but it keeps exceptional data, which will
That'd be
help us.
awesome, yeah.
So, it was, I think it's a great thing
Yeah.
moving
Good.
forward.
Great.
But then because, we did get the new software and we have one monitor. If you've used the monitor, that's how you check in. I would like to grow the program as we were just talking about, so ultimately I would need monitors outside of the multi-purpose room, the gym. I could put one between 3 and 4. So in my next budget, as a, not a wish list, essential, add-on
Don't
service.
ever call it wish list.
It's not a wish list, because it really is important. You'll see that I
It's a
have asked
priority
for
item
that,
for you.
4 more terminals,
Right.
and they're $4,000 each to put them in. So, and they are checking to see if there's a break if you buy several of them, so I'm hoping that it's like buy 3, get 1 free.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
That'd be
nice?
awesome.
So that you will see. The budget, the first narrative for the town administrator is due August 31st.
So how much money are you suggesting you need for that project that you're just alluded to?
So if we got the 4 and they were at 4,000, it would be
$16,000. Do we have to do it at one installment, or can we do it over several?
No, I always put in for the most, and then maybe we do 2 each year,
Okay.
but I'm
So do it
gonna,
over a
I
period of time?
think if we start asking for what we really need, then they can see
Yeah.
we're willing to, you know. So what I'm gonna give you is a draft. So, of my narrative to the town administrator,
Okay.
and on the back is the, actual budget.
Budget,
This is not with any of the other.
thank you.
And feel free, you have until the 27th to make any changes if you,
8/27?
if you would like.
Yes, August 27th.
Yes.
Okay.
So, that being said, I do have the full budget in here, which I will get you after we make some changes and, but for the most part, nothing changed in the budget. It's not level funded, it is level service, which means that I didn't add anything to it, but things like emptying our trash has, because of inflation, has gone up. So I didn't add a single new service, but my budget went up because of those things.
So this 16,000 is not reflected?
That's not in here
Okay.
yet.
Okay, thank you.
The only things that are in here is everything that was in here last year. And then what I do have is my projects request is what I'm calling them. And I will give you what those are. I would love and think it's really important that we update the Wi-Fi in this building. Bleachers for the gym, one of the bleachers, as you know, is broken. We did ask for that last year. I'm just seeing where it fell. I believe it's part of the capital plan, but I want to confirm that.
Do you have any cost estimates for any of these?
Yep. The
Wi-Fi?
is about 10.
Can I ask you a question about that? So you're saying to upgrade the Wi-Fi is not the responsibility of the person who maintains all the town networks?
No, not that I've ever been, we did it the first time we put Wi-Fi in here. I believe the library does their own. I don't think it's done by the town.
Okay.
So each department is independent in terms of their
Yeah,
needs for
the
this,
town takes
I
care
guess.
of the computers for the town
Town.
and the employees, but not Wi-Fi for the public. They actually don't want them on the same,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
The bleachers are about 78.5.
Now, would that be CPC money or capital?
I believe it went to capital, but I have a note here to request, it was requested last year and I'm not sure where, it wouldn't fall under CPC because that's a repair
Right.
and you can't do a repair in CPC money, so.
Before you go on, your capital projects, if I may, Brad.
You may.
Your capital projects, do you have a listing, are you like a 5-year out, you have a 5-year plan for your capital projects? And where are the bleachers in terms of that 5-year scope?
So, excellent question. It's hard to say because I have a 5-year plan, which I'm responsible for the interior of the building, furnishings and those things. Sean Liddy has the 5-year plan for the exterior, and we work on them together. So to be perfectly honest, the bleachers weren't here until that one broke, and then I was going to just replace the one. That's not the smartest thing to do. You have to take people off the floor. If we're gonna close down the gym, let's close it down once, get them all repaired because they were coming up. So that was not yet, it was not for this year, but it needs to be. It has moved up.
So where was it originally on your 5-year plan?
I'm
So
gonna
year
say-
2, 3, out?
I think it was year 4,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So now you wanna move them to 1?
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to change it. We can't function a gym with a broken piece of
Yeah,
equipment in there.
Is this an article issue, an article for the town warrant?
I don't think it will be an article. I think it will show up within the town's capital budget.
Okay.
The next thing is that I would like and think it is necessary, fans, large industrial fans that come from the ceiling to move the air in the gymnasium. We should have a field trip right now, I should take you down there, and you would all vote yes. In fact, I would invite the public in. It just, that's not air conditioned, as you know, that was never air conditioned. And it can be stifling warm in there, and we use that gym more than any other place in this building.
Town meeting, everything else.
So
Yeah.
where's the field trip to?
We can go right to the gym and you can feel that.
No. I thought
Uh,
I thought maybe we were going someplace that had them already.
Must have
No.
grew the last few weeks.
It's been, yeah, we
Oh,
have
yeah.
some on the floor.
July, you must
and-
have wanted to die.
Yeah, and I just think it's a necessity, I really do.
Well, again, a question if I may.
may.
Instead of fans, why not just try to air condition it? Come in with an air conditioning system? What's the difference in terms of
Cost.
cost factor?
It is a big cost factor, and
Fans are
I'm
a
gonna.
lot cheaper.
A lot, and.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have to put them on the roof, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I would defer that question to Sean Libby, who's not here to answer it, but I'll get him to write you out the answer of why. We did look into
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
Okay.
all the scenarios.
Just-
Yes. It's actually not recommended to air condition a gym, so.
Really?
It's got to be the height.
I think it's a few different things, but I don't wanna.
You
speak-
need a lot of BTUs
Yeah,
because of
I-
the space that you have to cool down and everything
And
else.
the unit itself, where it goes, there's a lot, there was a lot that went
They
into
put the
it.
compressors on the roof and,
And if you have a flat roof, and if you have a metal roof, and if
Right.
you have,
Yeah.
there's a lot that
Yeah.
went into it,
Right.
so that's why.
yeah, okay.
That's my brief
Okay.
synopsis.
Good
Um,
question.
Do you have a figure, any kind of a figure on the fans?
We were about 30 at that,
Cheaper than the bleachers.
and the more fans you add,
Yeah.
I'm sure not,
Yeah.
it could go up, that's our bare minimum to
Yeah.
at least move some. Upgrading the phone system, this is the original phone system, we're 22 years old. I don't know if you've ever called here, but I am not capable of transferring a call. I mean, I physically can, I know how to. But if I transfer a call and if I'm transferring it to the recreation department and they don't pick up that call and it goes to voicemail, my line stays busy all day long. And I would have no way of knowing that.
Oh.
So we don't transfer, we actually give out phone numbers. And I know if you're trying to get help, you don't wanna call 17 different
Right.
numbers.
And it
It's
seems
just
like
really-
it should be a simple process.
It is, we've come a long way in 22 years, so, that does not have a price with it, because I know the town was looking into putting in a new system, so I'm trying to make sure they remember,
Yeah.
we're here and we
This
need
phone's
that
over
too.
here.
Yes. The next one is, I wanna preference it by saying that Robin, our custodian, does an amazing job. But I am looking to do a, building cleaning. I would like to have the building closed down for 2 days, maybe a Saturday and a Sunday, and clean this building, have a company come in and do a deep clean of everything. Again, we're in the 20-year mark. We have thousands of people who are using it. It is used constantly. I mean, she's cleaning while people are here. There's no downtime to this building. It could use
Industrial cleaning.
an
Industrial.
industrial cleaning.
Okay.
And I don't think that people would argue that fact. I think that one of the things you need to know is when you have an asset like a building, you need to maintain it. And that's all we're trying to do, is really maintain it. So
Right.
again, this has nothing to do with, I think that the person who's cleaning is doing a great job, but there's really some industrial cleaning that needs to
Do
be
you
done.
have a figure for that?
I don't have a figure. I have calls in for it, but I don't have the figure for that one
Okay.
yet. And the last one is the scanning stations for technology for stations outside the gym, activities room. It will help to get data and help with the building operations and scheduling. And those were $4,000 each at 4. And I will make you all a copy of this.
4,000 times 4?
Yep, and this is the draft. And if you think of something that I didn't, please let me know that you see in the long term that we should put on our project request list. That would be important.
One of the things, well, I don't know if it makes it to the project, other than it's something that we needed. When we were having our group meet, our public meetings, you remember they were looking for some type of speaker or?
Already on it.
Okay,
Doesn't need to be here. As always, Channel 18 has been more than gracious to help us find what we need and getting it. So we're getting speakers and microphones. Every room now has a screen that pulls down, so we have been working since that meeting on upgrading all of the things
That's
that
great.
people ask
Awesome.
for.
That's
Just,
great.
Brian, is
Good
that
to
the
hear.
one we had that hearing with all these different
Yeah.
groups
Yeah.
that came in?
Yes.
And they said, some of them said that they would be willing to put
They were
some
willing
money
to
in.
chip in
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Did you ever get any chip-ins?
I have
from-
not, but we're gonna put out what it is, what we've done, and then ask for it, so, because I know some people couldn't afford it, and I don't wanna make it
Right,
just
right.
for the groups that can, that's the exact opposite of what we
I
wanna
can
do.
remember Mrs. Cutler, whose husband is in the league, was very supportive and said that her group would be willing to put some money up to
Right.
support, you know,
Right.
what our
That
needs were.
project.
Yeah,
So maybe she should be one that is contacted.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah,
We definitely, I'll contact everyone.
good,
Okay.
good for you.
So that's what I'm looking at for the budget, what you have there, the regular.
So
as it
now,
is.
to clarify, you're gonna take all these items and include them as a addendum to your budget and saying, these are things that I would like to see happen for the next fiscal year?
Correct,
Okay,
correct.
but you're keeping your current budget in
That was
place.
the-
This is your basic, these are your needs.
Right.
These are your wants.
Well, I would argue that they're all my needs.
Okay,
Right.
That-
The bleachers are definitely
Yeah,
a need.
right.
They just come in different,
Yeah.
this is what we need to run the building.
This way, this is it,
75%
yeah.
of that budget runs the entire building, which means it's running the gas, electricity, the water for every department in here. I mean, I guess you could touch 75% of the budget, but it's gonna impact 5 other departments, including cemetery and veterans affairs. I mean, that's, you just need to do
Yeah.
that much. The other, I think there's 16% of it that is for things like the grounds outside, the trash pickup. Again, those are things that
Have to do.
we have to do. We have to have our trash picked up, which leaves us, if I'm doing my math, like 4% or 5%, am I right? Somewhere in there. That's what the community center uses. With that, we do programming all year long. We're using a copier, we're making booklets for people, so I did not see any place that anything could be cut, and I've already made the hard cut, so.
And when you think about it, the bleachers definitely,
Absolutely.
it's a
It's a
benefit.
safety.
It's
It's
a
a
benefit for
safety,
every,
yeah.
well, it's also being used by
Yeah.
everybody.
Everybody
Right.
uses it.
You know?
And I don't think that has, I put this down because I wanna know where it is and which line item it's coming out of, so I will do my due diligence and find that out for you. That might come off because it might already be in the works or in the plans already to go forward, so everything would just move up.
So essentially, when this budget is being presented, it's just the building. So COA
Correct.
budget has none of this in it.
Correct, recreation
Rec,
budget
same
has
thing.
nothing like
So
that.
theirs is just programming and department stuff.
Correct.
Wow.
And like things like the telephones, when the telephones break, I personally don't service them, but it's in my line
Yeah,
item
budget.
Right.
to fix the phones. And
Since
these
it's the
phones
building.
are pretty expensive to fix.
Mhm.
So that's why the phone's coming under my budget. I think that everyone in the building would agree with it. It's not like, oh,
Can't you just, I don't know how it works though. Like, why couldn't it just be shared with all 3 groups, or does that not matter?
well, it's
Town money anyway.
It's town money, and it makes it easier for
Easier.
accounting that it's coming, I mean, we could divide up water bills, but that's
No, no,
simply,
no,
it's
d-
just one component of it, so.
Okay.
It's an operation of the building that we need, so.
Right.
I hear where you're coming from, and I think you make a good point. I think that, just as an example, when I was a superintendent of 3 towns, each of the 3 towns had to pay a certain percentage for administrative costs and for budget, for busing and so on. So maybe we should look at the phones, for example, and say, well, you know, it's being used by COA, it's being used by rec and so on. Maybe take a certain percentage from their budget to enhance your budget as a line item, and reduce it so you can use some of your money for other purposes. I don't know if that's clear, Carolyn.
No, it's definitely clear. I definitely don't see the need to do it. I feel like
Okay.
it's, I think that having it in one place makes it easier to maintain them. I know when a phone needs to be cycled out. I know when, I think that keeping the records and, I mean, it's,
No, I understand. I
Town,
mean,
yeah.
accounting wise, yes, it makes more sense.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
part of
and
the
management,
building.
yeah.
You
For
know,
management
and yes,
purposes,
you
it
would
does.
manage the phone system anyway, but I'm always just thinking, saying, like I said, when I look at this, when you look at the pie and, 70, almost 75% of this is water and electricity, that the entire group, and this is not the way that the pie chart of the other two departments looks.
No,
But I don't know what their budget is, so off the top of my head,
correct.
I'd have to go look.
Right,
It's fine.
right.
If you're good with it, we're good with it.
Well, I think that's kind of,
No,
I think it's kind of what I need to do as the building manager. I
Right.
think that.
now you feel
oversee-
comfortable with
Yeah,
your
right.
pie,
Right.
I do feel comfortable. I feel like it is,
okay.
it's certainly defendable. People can see where the money's
Yeah, it's
going.
not a
and
lot of
when you-
money.
When you say 75%, it's
Right.
like a
Yeah.
little, you think,
I
oh.
look at 132 plus, to operate this entire building, is not a lot of money to operate this entire building, where you got rec, and you got COA, and you got
Right.
the gym, and you got the, all
Channel
these.
18 and the
Yeah,
Veterans
yeah.
Affairs
People-
and Cemetery.
Right,
Well-
exactly.
Meals on Wheels is
Yeah,
run out of
yeah.
here. We're open 6 days
Yeah,
a week.
yeah.
We're
Yeah.
open from 6 in the morning till 9. It definitely is a justifiable budget. I
Okay,
don't think
right.
anyone has ever said
Right.
where,
I think I like the idea of it staying with you too, only because it is the community
Yeah.
center.
Right.
you know,
Right.
And, I think it'll sell better.
Has there been a
Especially
budget?
But you understand what I'm saying.
understand what
It's
she
just
was
tough
saying.
when you're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
75% of our budget is something that everybody uses. So
Right.
it's like, you're not saying that, oh, everybody else only has
Right.
40,000 for their budget.
Right.
Because 96,000 of ours or more, whatever it
Right.
is going towards these three fundamental items.
right, right. And
What
the other-
percentage increase, does this budget reflect a
Oh.
percentage?
Oh.
Yep, it's, right, it should be,
On the front.
Back, or front, or what?
Electricity's
On the
gonna be
back side, oh, there.
skyrocketing, so.
I
right.
know.
So let me
Put
just
our own
grab
generator
you.
plant out back.
Wow.
So
Actually-
with salaries and wages, which you don't have in front of you, the total FY '24 budget comes in at 346, 345, 346, 345. And last year's came in at 324,
Wait a minute. 3, 2, 4,
008.
so you got, less than
So-
2%.
So, and that's, what you have is the total, what I just gave you.
Yeah.
That includes any contractual salary and wages and those kind of things that we're obligated to do.
Yeah.
And that'll be in this, as I said, I gave you really the draft budget so that you can feel like you need to make any changes or ask any questions. But it looks like to me, if I do this out, it's a total actually for the entire budget of about 6%. And again, that's not adding anything, that's not those things on the project list, that's just because
Right.
things like electricity has gone up, gas has gone
Right.
up, trash removal has gone up, the basics that we do in this building.
I have another weird question, because of course I'm always thinking electricity, and I'm thinking about the solar arrays and stuff like that. So this is our budget for electricity. Where's the credit for the solar arrays? Who gets that?
It goes to the town, I'm not sure exactly where, but I'll do some research and
No, I'm
find
just
out.
wondering, like, saying, I don't care if, let's just say it costs $1 million for all the electricity in the town, but we're getting back, I don't know, $100,000 for the solar, so who gets that?
I think it goes into
General
the
fund.
general and
Probably
gets
the general fund,
dispersed.
right?
That's just my
Right, but I'm
guess.
saying, how does it
Divvy it
get
up.
apportioned?
Yeah, how do you,
Yeah.
How do you determine, like, saying, well,
What
this is,
department gets what and so
Right,
on.
right.
yeah, who gets the credit for that is what I'm saying,
I don't know that,
That's
so.
not a highway, because it's, I have no idea.
Yeah, I couldn't.
But I'm sure all of that goes into the general fund, and then from there it's apportioned out, hopefully. Unless they use it for, the income from that, they use it, if it's put in the general fund, they use it for other departments or other reasons.
Not that I'd be interested.
you know.
It's just, like I said, I was just thinking about it saying, plus, weren't they talking about solar here?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
at one point they were, yeah.
And is that not happening?
I'm not sure where that is, I can check with Sean for
Okay.
you. I do know it was part of the conversation. So that is the budget, if you have questions or if I can answer anything, but I will be, I'm off, at the end of the month, so I am turning it in probably around that 27th date, so if I can make any changes, or if you prefer to see the whole budget, it is a draft, so I just want everyone to know, I'm just, but there's not a lot of wiggle room on it, as I just
Exactly.
showed you,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Okay.
much
Yeah.
like it is,
Oh,
so.
good job, good job.
Yeah. Yes.
Which brings me to my next. I have been working on what you were kind of asking, Van, the 5-year plans and those kind of thing, a strategic work plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I have put together another draft of information, and I will get this to each one of you. I would really, really like your help on, I put together some questions that I'd like to do in a survey, but I would love you to look at those questions after reading what I propose, and see if you can give me any feedback. I would like to have the surveys, I would like to hold some more of those similar meetings, but strategic planning meetings, with all interested citizens, clubs and organizations. So this has been a big project I've been working on, and I knew we were gonna talk about the budget a lot today, so I thought I would save this one to send out prior to us in our next meeting in September,
Sure.
so that we could focus a little bit on this.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just email it to everybody.
I will.
Thank
And
you.
again, these are just drafts, so I'm not sharing
And
them
that's fine.
until, just like the public to know, just drafting right this minute. 'Cause,
Yes, draft.
I wanted to make you all aware, you might have seen it in the newspaper, but I was able to secure grants for bike, fix-it stations and,
I can't just drop my bike off.
you can't just drop it off, but you can now fix it. And we have bike racks, and we put them at 4 of the beaches. I worked with Eric, so there are 4 bike stations going in at the beaches. This station is already here at the community center, and there's a bike station and rack going in at Brooks Park.
Cool.
So,
Nice.
How much did you get for the grant?
the grants were, gee, Van, I'll get you the exact
You
number,
don't,
but
you
they were,
don't,
each station was a few $1,000s. Like 4,000 for the fix-it station, like 2,000 for the racks. We have 6 of them, so those are my estimates, but I'll put it in the notes, so. It was
That's
a good
great.
sized grant, and
Yeah,
I'm
that's
happy to have it around town, and people have been using it.
Yeah.
So we decided we would do to kind of announce it, we are having a bike basic fix-it tips. So we invited a woman who, that's her job, is that she measures you for bikes, and she does some immediate repairs for you, and so she's gonna come, show you how to use all the tools that are attached to the bike station. We'll give out little prizes, we're working with the Bikeways Committee on it, and
Does she need a test bike
I,
that I could like hand her?
well, I'll check with her. So those are the things that have been going on.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Okay. Since it's like all you want.
Okay.
Moving on to the updates.
So we did have the community yard sale. We had it on Friday this year. We were full and had a wait list. The only reason we have a wait list is if we need to move inside. People look at the field and are like, you could have fit more. We absolutely can, but I can't fit more if it rains and I need to move you inside. So that's why
Right.
we have the wait list, just to explain, because people were asking. But we did have all of our vendors, and it was a success. Again, it's people, both the people who sign up do well, and the people who come and purchase all seem to really enjoy it, so I think that we'll try and continue it. It's a great way, if you're a club or organization and you need to raise the money, we help you out, cause you have all your different members bring stuff. We still have a lot of groups that do that, so I think it's a great thing, so it's been
How'd you make out with the 7 boxes of stuff?
good. We got a little donation,
Did
so
Did
yeah,
they
we
go?
got.
Did that sell?
Most of it did, yeah,
Oh,
and then we
good.
donated,
That's
so,
great.
yeah, we appreciate it. Van dropped off some,
My
things.
sister's house, we sold her house, and then my son and I went up there and we cleaned it out. And we had 7 boxes of little knickknacks and, flowers and things, statues. We brought everything down, and she took them all. I'm glad.
Put them out there and made,
Great.
people made,
Good,
that's
good.
what I mean, people got a good deal and
Yeah.
we made money to do some of our programs, so.
There you go.
I was
It
going
works
to
out.
put them in the treasure chest, but I thought about it.
That's right, so
Yeah.
we appreciate
Yeah,
it, so.
good.
It
Good
went
job.
well.
Great.
Jim, there was my opportunity for that coal stove.
So I told you about the bike basics, and
Yep.
then we have the free college essay writing workshop, that's coming up this weekend. We have a woman coming in, I know people don't really wanna be thinking about college right now, but if it's that time of year for you, getting a little free assistance is always nice, so we're gonna try and do this, maybe another time too, later in the year, see if that's helpful to people.
Does the school know?
I do send it over there, but I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That'd be a great one to
Um,
let Joy Jordan know.
She's wonderful, yes,
Yeah.
I will follow
Yeah.
up, especially if we do one during the school year.
Yeah, that'd be
for
great for the
her.
kids.
I was gonna say if the school had they could robocall their seniors.
Yeah, well, she puts the,
Yeah,
on the-
she's wonderful.
she's good at putting information out all the time, so, and the guidance counselors.
Excellent, I will definitely make sure. So then I wanted to talk to you just quickly about some of the things that we have. We have decided to do a new series in the building. So it's called Try It, You Might Like It. And what that is that we're gonna offer free 1-day events. Each month we'll have a theme and we'll offer them, for instance, in September, it's fitness. So we're offering a free NIA class. We're offering a free Zumba class. I have a call out to the person who does hula hooping. She's incredible. That's a hard one to do.
It is
When we were
hard.
kids.
I think you can
it's a
either-
new craze.
Yeah, it's coming
I
down.
feel like you can either do it or you can't.
Yeah, well, the ways to exercise with it, and a yoga. So those will be free. You'll come into the gym, and if you're interested, we'll give you information on where you can take the classes. A lot of them happen here, some of them don't. But it's really just to get people into the building, so they can try some of these things out. The next month is technology. And we're working with the library on all of the technology that can help. You can get newspapers online, you can do Kindles and things like that, so that's one of them. The other one I might have to ask Angie about, I'm looking to know, I need a person who teaches a computer like 101 class, not the basic turn on, but that kind of so I didn't know if there was teachers that you might know of that might want.
Yeah, let me think and I'll send
Okay.
you the names over. You can
That would be
just ask.
great. In November, we're focused on art. In December, we're gonna do health.
What is it?
Health,
Health.
getting you ready for the
Health.
January health.
Oh, help.
So we're gonna try and partner
I
with
think
the
December should be
chamber
baking.
Yeah.
and do healthy in Harwich and see about menus that they have that are, there's a healthy option if you're going out, just getting you ready.
Yeah.
January, we're gonna focus on music. I'll get you the brochure on
Yeah.
all of these too.
Yeah.
There's gardening, volunteering, play or games where we'd like to do things like mahjong, or even something like a pickleball, but later in the afternoon, because if you're working, pickleball happens during the day, so you might not be able to
Right.
have tried that, so, maybe when,
Nice.
Still
Evening.
have not tried it.
see, you might wanna be, I'm gonna put you down.
There you go.
You
Next
play
May.
pickleball?
I'm a tennis player, but I would like to play pickleball.
In addition to that, on the 14th of September, we have invited a woman in who does the Nantucket baskets. She makes them. So she's going to do a class on the different stages of them, the importance of them, where the Nantucket basket came from. She usually works over in Nantucket at the Basket Museum, but we'll be here, just a free event. We'll have little desserts with it. And she also makes the bracelets, and so we're gonna raffle that off to anyone who comes, so. And then we did not forget about our young adults. We will be having a candy bar bingo and pizza party on the 20th, and that's, you just bring one candy bar to get in, and let's be honest, if you don't bring a candy bar, we're still letting you in. We provide the pizza, we're gonna play a little bingo, it's a nice family event,
When is that again?
September 20th.
Candy bar bingo.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
And then, of course, we have our Halloween event.
Is that on my list?
No, these just came fresh off the press. So we're gonna do our drive-through Halloween on October 28th at 5:30.
I was hoping.
I know, not quite
That's fun, I
yet.
love that one.
I know.
I like to see
Dying
the
for the
kids.
building to be open.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're open,
Yeah.
we're just
You know
not,
what I'm
a
saying?
lot of, that's a lot. And then on
You're right,
October
Brian.
8th,
It's nicer when they're in the building.
Yeah.
well, we
I
have
missed it. It's been a long
We
time.
have that's very interesting you say that. We actually have people who prefer it much better when it's outside. They feel safer, they feel,
Really?
yes, so we're trying to just make sure everyone's
Happy.
healthy, happy, and safe. Those are our guidelines right now. And you know that event had hundreds of kids.
Kids, yeah.
So it's a small area for a
No,
lot
I understand
of
that.
kids, so.
It's just I don't know. It's more of a community event when when the hundreds of kids are in the building as opposed to in their cars.
I know.
Now, what do
but-
they do, sit in the car and just drive around?
They
and
do,
get
but
Yeah.
it's
It was
fun.
fun.
And you're dropping candy and then
Yeah.
they drive
Oh,
out?
Yeah, we'd hand the candy to the window.
Oh,
There's
Hand
different
about-
stations.
Yeah.
Ton of candy through the
Yeah.
window.
Yes, and they go to different stations and they get
So,
different
but they don't get out of
prizes.
the cars?
They don't, but we
No.
look at their costumes and it's
It was
fun.
fun, yeah.
It's fun. Although, see, there you go. We don't get to do the costume contest, and
Yeah.
Maybe I can do the costume contest. Someone's job will be to look in.
Yeah.
We can make it
do
whatever
that.
we want.
okay, yeah, well,
So,
they're gonna have to leave the rat dress.
that's
What
okay.
about a big tent out there,
Um,
outdoors?
yeah, I would worry about the weather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, what happens if this October 28th, the weather is bad?
Oh, we've
Then-
done it in bad weather.
then
Yeah.
we
They
can-
still
Yeah, it's
come.
been done in
Still
the it's been
outside.
done in the rain.
Yeah,
Okay.
pouring
Yeah.
rain,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, not even just the rain.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
pouring
pouring rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last year was very nice.
Yeah,
we
it
had a
was
great
nice.
time.
It was nice.
So we'll be looking for our volunteers.
Now,
Angie and
how-
Angie and I are gonna be at Station One.
Hey, we
Yeah.
had fun, we
Yeah.
had fun.
Rick,
What happens now when they drive through, they don't get the peaches and stuff that we?
Not pizza, but they do get more than enough.
they
Candy.
get
Candy.
It's not
plenty
just-
of candy.
It's not just
This is
candy.
pounds
Last
of
year we
candy.
gave out pencil boxes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We gave out prizes. We gave out. We partner with like the police department and stuff, and there's coloring books. They get
They got a lot of stuff.
They get a lot of stuff. There are plenty of candy. Don't worry about that.
So we've gotten a lot of candy.
I haven't gotten any yet. So
Okay,
that's
well,
where
once
our
again,
start
this is where I hit up the September groups for candy.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
We will
for
put
especially
that. We'll put
men's
that in our
club. You know,
newsletter.
all of the clubs.
We'll put it in our
You
newsletter.
know, bring in some
Okay,
candy for
yeah.
September.
So.
Yeah.
And then our other event, one of the other one is the Touch a Truck. We're doing that on October 8th. It's always a popular one.
What is it
Kids
called?
Touch a
truck.
truck.
Yeah, that's.
So we have, the fire department comes and the police department, the DPW comes, the water department comes, and sometimes the ice cream truck comes, and they get to walk around and they get to actually touch
Touch
and
and
talk
feel.
to the police and fire and, the
That's
big
awesome.
bucket trucks, and they love, it's fun. It's just a fun day. All the departments come together and help out, and we do it in the rec side of the parking lot on a Saturday. Just a nice family event, free, and we always give away something. Like I said, one year it was ice cream. We'll see what it is this year, so. But we're
Oh,
just
fire
trying to do more events and family-friendly events and more after-work events for people so that everyone gets to utilize the building, so.
This is good.
Did we ever do a career day, you know, with the kids? I know that one year, DY, when I was involved with the college, did a career day where they had all of these different booths set up in a gym.
Yeah,
and-
Jackie Leach used to do it.
Yeah,
She
we
did,
had-
and they do it at the high school.
Yeah,
Do they do
definitely
that
up
in
Yeah,
high school?
yeah.
They do a
Yeah.
career day.
Yeah.
Looking for a new career.
No, I don't know if
No,
they've done
they
it the
asked me
last
to
couple
come
years
over and
'cause of
talk.
the COVID thing, but they have done.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
you're-
had
No, no.
Different companies.
You're a
they-
guest,
Yeah.
they
as
should
opposed to
talk them
looking.
about
Right.
their career and so on.
Is the touch a truck new too?
Touch a Truck is new. Also, we are doing a mad science program
I like
called
that
Don't Try This at Home.
one.
And that is on November 4th at 6 p.m. So another family event, so
November
you
4th
said
is-
November 4th.
It's gonna be dark.
It's in the building
And
with
it's
lights
in-
on.
No, I know, but don't try this at home. Makes you think, you know, you should probably be outside.
Oh. No, it's safe, but don't try it.
You know, the
It might make
Mentos,
a-
Coke.
So we'll get you, what I'm gonna try and do is put a booklet together of everything I just told you, so we can just hand that out in addition to all the flyers that we have.
When are you gonna have the booklet ready?
Oh, yeah, we're working hard on all
I
of
was gonna
this.
say,
We've been,
if you have 6 or 7 of them, I'll take them to the rec meeting Tuesday night. Is it too early?
I don't know
Okay.
that I won't have the booklet ready. We can get you flyers for most of the events. We're doing flyers and the booklets, so
Okay.
I'll get
I
you
just
whatever I
wanted-
have.
Yeah, can you put some packets together and I'll drop them off to the members of the
Sure.
commission?
Sure,
Okay?
I meant to ask you too, everything's already been paid for, prepaid already, or you need help with any of these things?
well, you know,
Just asking.
no, not always.
She's
paid
never gonna
for.
turn down money.
If you remember, one of the things we asked for last year in our budget, which is, I'm so grateful for, is I asked if I could have $400 a month to do programming.
Right.
So I've been happy that I've had that money so I can do some programming, but then it just started to snowball and we're doing more and more, so we always look for,
Do you get any money from the police association, fire association?
I've never asked them, but they do things for us, like coming to the Fix-It Bike thing on the patrol. They're part of the Touch a Truck Day. They've all been great to work
They'll
with.
be directing traffic for the
They direct
Halloween
traffic.
event.
They do give us donations, like I said, the coloring books and stuff. So they do a lot of nice
Yeah,
things
I
for
know
us.
they give some money to the Little League and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
Other community groups.
The community that everyone's been great to work with. So that's just where we are. That's my rundown. It's been a
That's
very,
Very busy.
Yeah, that's
very
great.
busy. We're happy to report that we're hopefully doing what people want, and if people have ideas and suggestions, we're happy to take them. But in September, I will get you that packet of what I'm looking at for the work groups and moving forward. And we'll have all this more shored up, but the dates and times I gave you are all
Set.
set. Those ones are set.
Brian, quick question.
Yes, sure.
Quick question. All of these additional changes that you listed, the system, the cleaning and so on and so forth, is that for fiscal 24? Right,
yes.
that's what I thought. That's 2024.
Yep.
Okay. Now, is it all right if I lay this out to the members of the rec commission, all of the changes that you want to,
Sure,
okay?
sure. Again, they're just part of the project list. They're not in the actual
So
budget, as long as they
I
know
can
that.
share with them
Sure.
these, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it without,
Oh, no, we're
No,
talking
gotta
on.
remember, it's a draft.
yeah.
That's why I've said it several times.
Yeah.
I
loud and
just-
clear.
You may
It's a
say,
draft.
here's Carolyn's list, but it is a draft.
It is a draft, so yes. I think I've told you everything. I think I told you plenty. I'm sorry.
Yes, no, you did
Yeah,
it.
full
It's-
plate today.
It's
been
a
busy.
It's amazing.
Oh, I do have one other thing.
Oh, and she's still on. Okay.
I'm sorry, we did ask in one of our newsletters for people if they had any specialties that wanted to kind of help us out, like the Zumba teacher, and we did have a request for someone, she's not a teacher, but was interested in doing sign language, to teach people, which I think is a great thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know about the,
Like somebody learning ASL?
yeah, so I'm gonna vet this, and I just wanted to tell you that we might package it different, because we would love to bring in someone who is certified to do that, and I see that down the road, but I think this very nice woman who does do sign language just wants to do it in a smaller group for like people who just might wanna learn the alphabet or something.
Oh,
So just so you know, I'm not trying to, book this as like the Zumba who has to be an actual instructor, or,
Mhm.
so I just wanted to tell you that in case you hear that, this is just somebody who might want to,
It's a great idea.
so,
Potential, you know?
yeah,
There you go.
that's it.
I meant to tell you, just, didn't the Council on Aging have somebody that was gonna be teaching sign language, or maybe I read it wrong somewhere?
I don't know,
I could be wrong.
I could
It
check.
might be someplace else that I saw it, I don't know.
I would figure it'd be like intense to, you know, obviously learning another language is gonna
Right.
take a long time.
Yeah.
So, gosh,
Great
I
Great
feel like
job.
I'm giving you more than.
But no, great job as always. Totally loving the new series stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
the try
we'll be
it.
looking for volunteers, so.
As
Yeah,
always,
we'd
you
love
know.
to.
Always,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, love to.
Carolyn thinks outside the box, or the team thinks outside the box all the time, so
Definitely the
I'm
team.
loving the new ideas, and I think Try It's a great idea.
Well, you know, you always want to try it, and I think the after-work crowd is maybe a little underrepresented, so I want to make sure that we provide things for them,
Exactly.
Good job.
so.
So I'll pull the team. Anything else you want to talk about?
I just had a quick question. You know the bathroom facility out here, out and back? Who
Yes,
cleans that, and how often is it cleaned?
there's a company that the town hires to do outside bathroom facilities. I don't know which company it is, they go through Sean
They do
Libby.
the beaches as well? They do all?
I believe,
They
yes.
do all the beaches?
I believe that's true.
And who opens them and closes them? Do they open and close by whom, do you know?
I'm sorry, I don't, I
Okay.
would,
I'm wondering if it's one of the highway staff that opens them in the morning and then is
yeah.
responsible for closing them at night.
I honestly don't know the answer to
I'll
that, and I
find
wouldn't
out
wanna
from
give you
Eric.
the
I'll
wrong
talk to
one,
Eric
yeah.
about that.
Okay.
But they are cleaned by a company.
Yes,
Okay.
Angie, anything else?
No, it's great, it's exciting, things to look forward to, so this is good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As always, I'm always looking forward to the Halloween party. Even if it is the drive-through, I will still be there.
No, it's good that there's a series, every month there's something going on.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we're gonna be busy.
That's good.
There'll be
That's good.
crafting, so
Yeah.
that, we'll do that with adults and kids, and
Yeah.
so we're trying to do it for everyone, more family-oriented
I know I had one other
programs.
last question, you know, I probably brought it up and you probably answered it already.
I'm sorry.
You know how a large sign outside, like the neon
The
sign,
neon-
listing what's coming up? I mean, I know the police department sometimes brings that huge thing, which is great, because you can see
Yes.
what's happening. But is there any sign for us, or is that too costly?
It wasn't costly. I went to Yarmouth where they
Yeah.
do have one, and it had very mixed reviews.
Oh, okay, you probably answered the question before, okay,
It had very mixed reviews on people who
like the sign.
totally against it,
Okay,
and people who say, yeah, it's fine, and others who are like, it's just like any other, you don't notice it
Oh,
after
okay.
I was gonna say that's.
yeah, no, that's fine,
I
thank
think
you.
part of the difficulty of reading some of these signs is when you're driving
Yeah,
and you're
that's
reading
what
the
they
sign
said.
and you get a flash.
Yeah,
Right.
And if
They
it's
did
not
say.
completely
yeah,
legible when you're looking at
Right.
it, there's tons of signs. I mean, you could even business signs aside from these video signs.
yeah,
But you're gonna catch part of it, and so
Right,
it would be
right.
impossible to do a list. You can barely
Yeah.
read one thing on a sign,
Right.
and they're usually in giant letters saying, with
I
the
think
arrows,
sometimes,
Halloween.
yeah.
Halloween
I pay-
party this way.
Yeah, I pay attention, like when I go by the police department, they'll have that huge thing, and then at least oh yeah, something's coming.
Right, you
Yeah.
can read it half
Yeah,
of it on the
yeah,
way down, and
yeah.
then the other half when you're coming back.
You know, there's a sign down, the big sign down in Brooks Park where the bandstand is,
Uh-huh.
out front there. No, I thought that was available for different organizations to put something on that wooden, you know, the big wooden sign, that,
Right.
you know, as a, you know, it just sits there, you know? I mean, there's nothing on it to, you know, once in a
Doesn't
while
that
you'll
belong
see.
to the rec department?
Yes.
Yeah. Why isn't that being utilized by some of these groups and so on and so
There you
forth?
go. There's your Tuesday meeting
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
That sign really needs to be clean too.
yeah.
Yeah.
No
Thanks.
heavy bent down.
There you go. Put it on your rec commission meeting. Okay, well, I guess I will call the meeting.
What do you mean?
10:55.
What do you mean, yeah. What do you mean cleaned,
Caleb, Jamie, thank you very
It's-
much.
it,
I need to grab Carolyn, we're having an issue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See you.